This video on Rap Grid is brought to you by CapBeast.com. Design your own custom snapbacks and hats. CapBeast.com. We are beast.
All right, Pat Stay versus Charron. Who won that?
Pat won that battle.
I thought Charron 3-0'd him.
You're such a fucking liar, son. I don't believe you.
Charron wiped him clean for 3 straight rounds. Nah, I had Pat taking the first and third.
Yeah. I think Pat got the first. Charron did it was a good battle, man. It was a really good battle. And I know people are going to have their opinions because I've already seen comments and shit. And a lot of people think Charron got jerked And, I don't know. If you were waiting to see Pat lose on some Mayweather shit, that's the only reason. Because some people were just looking at Pat like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? We just want to see him battle to see him lose that chain.
People wanted to see... The new age shit is the scheming and the punchline shit. And a lot of the people that think Charron won is because he had more punchlines. But what's the point of fucking judging by punchlines? For that, let's just, hey, who got the most punchlines and gets the crowd reaction? Fuck everything else. Let's just take those stats down. And I think the people that are picking Charron think he just won based on punchlines. Pat talked to him. Pat just said shit. There was 20, 30 bars straight at times where he just directly said shit to fucking Charron. Stuff that matters, stuff that was significant.
And that's why I agree. I think Pat won just because he was talking to Charron's soul. Yeah. Like, he was talking to his soul. And you know what I'm saying? I fucks with both of them. I like both of their progression. Pat just brought everything. Like you said, Charron was a lot of punches. And he was trying to go, like, I couldn't tell if his personals were real accurate or not because Pat kind of shut it down in the third. But I just know that fucking Pat had the whole package. And he really did solidify some real talk. Like when he said some shit, when he rebutted Charron in the third, and he said, you wouldn't do no shit like that. When Charron gives him the nod, you can't do that shit. Yeah. You can't give him the nod of the approval because he's going second. So it's just like any other battle. The dude that goes second's most memorable. Now you just gave him an approval that he said a line that hurt you. And it's like, I don't know, son.
Yeah, so the first round I had Pat winning. I thought Charron did pretty good. A lot of people saying that was his weakest round.
Who, Pat? Or Charron?
Charron.
Yeah, it was his weakest round.
Really?
Sure.
Damn, I actually liked his first round. I thought he came out blazing, like doing what people expected him to do, but he broke shit down, and I thought that he had decent angles, decent punchlines, but I thought Pat just go-manned him, and I thought that was clear.
Yeah, no, I agree. First round. I think Pat won that first round. He strong-armed him, like you said. It was Charron's weakest round. I mean, he had a lot of good shit. It was just too much of an introductory round. Like, he was like, oh, I'm going to explain this, and, and maybe it's his just swag in comparison to Pat sounding way more hungry. Charron came in blazing, but you could tell if he had came in, like, if he went second and came in with a rebuttal, he'd have been, like, that first round may have been amazing.
Yeah, and Pat had punchlines in that first round.
Yeah.
A lot of people were like, oh, yeah, he just rapped, you know what I mean? Nah, that Camp Caribou line was hot, the Jack in the Box line. He had, like, a couple good punchlines, and he, like, talk about, like, him dick riding
That's what I mean. Pat, at the end of the day, that's all it takes. When he said, in touch, talking in Charron's voice, and he does, I'm from Bolivia, I ain't gonna lie, bro, I fucking died. Like, that gave me more reaction than Charron's whole round that time. And Charron is so nice, son, that I was like, damn, man, this nigga Pat is gonna... I thought from that first round it wasn't even gonna be close, and then the second round Charron just came with the best,
that shit was a beast,
the best second round out of probably anybody I've seen in any battle.
Yeah, like
Charron's second round, just the rebuttals were fucking ridiculous. Then he just went into his round felt long as shit. It looked like 2 rounds. It was just such a strong round that it made you feel like it was long as fuck.
Pat swagged that round.
He swagged it out.
It wasn't in comparison to what Charron's hard, crazy punching and back. Pat swagged. It was.
Do you think Pat got that round? Who you think got that round?
Charron got the round, but Pat hung with him. It wasn't like if you go by boxing, it wasn't a 10-8 round.
No, it wasn't 10-8.
Yeah, and Pat saved himself with that eulogy line, like organics. I think that was the point. Like, Pat was just trying to say, I could swag, you can't. He was like, I do all this extra shit. You know what I mean? He was like more of a point for him. And then the third, he tried to seal it. You know what I mean? But I thought Charron was too fucking good in that second round. You know what I mean? And the third round, Charron, obviously with all the conversation that people are having, he was supposed to bring Hollihan or whatever. Yeah. But he freestyled a lot. You could tell. I thought his angles are cool, but it didn't stick because he was supposed to bring Hollihan. He was like, why ain't Hollihan behind you? But Hollihan wasn't behind him, so it doesn't really verify.
I feel like it worked out better in Charron's favor because the shit he wrote, because Hollihan couldn't get on stage and Charron was like, start spazzing, oh, don't do this, I'm on my grown man shit.
Yeah,
you could tell. I think it would have been better than what the fuck he was planning on doing. It would have been too cheesy, gimmicky. regardless of the crowd or shock value it would have gave, I don't think it would have done it. It would have just gave Pat a bar to say, would you give him some coke to be here? You know, he could have said anything,
exactly.
and he would have just iced you. But fucking, you know what I'm saying? It's like Charron fucking, I think he came up with better shit. You can't really even say that hurt him. I think King of the Dot made the best decision in that, and I've talked about it. You know what I'm saying? Because Hez really act like that would have made a big difference.
I don't think so.
Nah,
I don't think so at all.
Pat had some shit in that third.